Hi, Maria. So, how was your week?
Um, it was really stressful.
It was really stressful.
Yeah.
So how's the pregnancy going?
I think that part's going okay. I mean, I've never been pregnant before, but I think everything's going fine. And when I came last week, they gave me like prenatal vitamins. So I've been taking a lot of those, but I've just been trying to hide them from my parents, obviously, because I still haven't told them about it. So, yeah, I don't think I want to tell them until I know what I want to do. So, but I've been taking that. Um, Besides that, my week, things have been really hard with my boyfriend because sometimes I feel like the baby's coming between us. We keep fighting all the time, and we can't decide what we want to do. And there's just we feel like we don't have anyone to talk to about it or any options, or no one really gets what we're going through.
Or have you thought of any options that you can take?
Well, we were looking up online, and they talked about like there's different kinds of adoptions, and I don't really know what it meant, but I know like adoption might be an option, or obviously keeping the baby, and we just keep going back and forth. And it seems like when I want to give the baby up for adoption, he wants to keep it, but when I want to keep it, he wants to give it up for adoption. We're just so indecisive, and I didn't even understand what the different types of adoption meant, so I just got overwhelmed and stopped looking into it.
Well, there are actually three adoption options that you can take. The first one would be open adoption. And open adoption is basically you give the child up to a family, but you're still able to receive pictures of your baby. The second one would be closed adoption. And closed adoption means you give the child away and you never hear of the child ever again. The third one is basically adoption within the family. So one of your family members will adopt your baby, and you're still able to see your child. So
Okay. So with open adoption, like how often do I get pictures all the time? Like can I like call them and ask them for pictures whenever I want, or
well, um, there are some boundaries, I believe, but um, I would have to. I don't have the direct and like correct answer, but I would have to like look into it a little bit more. But if that's something that you want to take, then I can definitely write that down.
yeah, I think I would want to learn more about that.
Okay.
I don't know. I still don't know. Like sometimes I think I might want to keep the baby, but then I look at like our circumstances and I just don't know if that like we don't work and we don't drive, and our family doesn't know, so I don't even know if they would help us. And
Okay.
so I want to know everything before I choose something.
Okay. Well, there's actually a support group for teen parents that you and your boyfriend can attend, and basically you would feel like you're not alone in this, and you're not alone in this, and there's other teen parents out there. So you can do that.
That would be really cool.
So,
Do I have to pay for it?
no,
No.
you don't have to pay for it. So um, you can make a goal. If that sounds cool with you.
Yeah.
A goal would be making the decision to keep the child or not. And the goal would be making the decision to keep your child or not. And support group can be the first step this week to attend one support group for 1 hour. And that sounds good to you?
I could go to that. It just can't be during school hours.
Okay. Well, how's school going, by the way?
I've barely been going to classes. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe getting my GED instead of finishing high school, because I still have like 2 years left, and if I wanted to keep my baby, like it can't be in high school all day when I have a baby. So I've been thinking about maybe getting my GED, but I haven't thought too much into it. I just know that I'm not doing really well right now.
Keep that in mind. So I do have a brochure.
Okay.
And this brochure basically has each of the options of it's basically a brochure that's helpful for upcoming teen parents, and it just describes adoption, keeping a child, and abortion. So
Okay.
this is for you.
I definitely don't want anything to do with abortion.
Okay.
Because I'm Catholic and I just don't believe in that.
All right. So you look over that throughout the week, so that you'll be able to make a decision or not. It'll be easier for you to make a decision.
Okay. Is there somewhere I could call, like if I have questions about some of the options on the brochure? Is there any place I could call?
There's actually a number on the back. It's like a 1-800 line.
Oh, okay.
24
I see
hours.
that. I see
Yes.
that. So I can call them and ask them.
Mhm.
It's not just like in an emergency or anything.
No, just for more information. 24
Okay.
hours.
Okay, cool. That's cool. I'm definitely going to use that.
But I noticed a pattern lately. Like, if you talk about your dad, your facial expressions are a bit negative.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about that.
I don't know. Things are just really hard with my dad. He's kind of always been like the provider for our family, but he doesn't really like have a close relationship with me. I feel like the only time he talks to me is when he's like mad at me or yelling at me. So I don't know. I just am afraid that like I don't want him to yell at me anymore. So when I think about my dad lately, I just get sad because I just feel like as soon as he finds out about me being pregnant, like he's just gonna hate me because I think he always thinks I'm doing something wrong.
Okay. So basically, you feel like you don't get enough attention from him.
Yeah, and the only attention I get is like when he's mad at me or when he thinks I'm doing something wrong because he didn't even want me to have a boyfriend, and I had one anyway, and now he knows that I'm doing bad in school, so he's mad at me for that, and so this would just be a whole nother thing for him to be mad at me about. So it's just sad because I feel like he's never going to be like really, and he's like there, but he's not there. You know what I mean?
So how do you feel when he yells at you, when he's angry at you?
I just feel like a disappointment and like I do everything wrong, and then now being pregnant, like I just get scared that I don't want, my boyfriend to do that to my child because I know what it feels like. So then sometimes I think maybe it'll be better to just give the baby away because I wouldn't want them to have to experience that.
Okay. I was thinking we can do a role play, and basically like, do you know what role play is? Basically, I'm gonna be your dad, and you're gonna pretend that you're telling me that you're pregnant, and then see how that goes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, how do you think I would tell them?
Like,
what do I just say? Hey, I'm pregnant.
Oh no, don't do it like that. Basically, just sit him down. Catch him at a time where he's not very like busy.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a downtime at home at all?
Yeah, usually after dinner he sits on the couch for a couple hours and watches TV.
Okay, that's a perfect time. Just make sure he's in a good mood, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and just be like,
okay. Hey Dad, I was wondering if I could talk to you for a second about something.
alright, what is it?
I don't know if I can do this. It's gonna be so scary.
No. Okay, how about this? Do you do anything that keeps you calm at all?
I don't know. I've never really thought about it. What do you mean, like, keeps me calm?
Like breathing exercises, or if you're uptight, or if you're mad, do you,
I usually, like, go on a run if I'm really upset.
okay. You could maybe do it, like, jog in place, and for, like, 5 minutes, and then do, like, breathing exercises. And right before that, like, right after that, you go to your dad and you sit down.
So what do you mean by breathing exercises? What would I do?
You could just breathe in and breathe out.
Okay.
Breathe in and breathe out after
Okay.
you jog.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Go talk to my dad. Okay, that might be helpful. Alright, so... Hey Dad, I was wondering if I could talk to you for a second.
alright, about what?
Well, you know how me and Tom have been dating for a little while now?
Yes.
I know you're not going to be happy with me, but I didn't want you to find out through someone else, so I thought that you should know that I'm pregnant.
Pregnant?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I don't know. I really love Tom, and it wasn't on purpose. It was an accident, but it just happened, and so
Does your mother know? Are you gonna keep the child?
I don't know. I wanted to see what you guys thought first, and so I told you first, and then I'm gonna tell Mom after I tell you.
Okay, we'll definitely have to think about this and sit down as a family. But everything's gonna be okay.
Okay.
So that went well, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think he would actually react like this?
Maybe on a perfect day, but I think maybe at first he might be a little bit more upset.
Okay, well let's switch roles. I'll be you, and you'll be the dad that you act like how your dad would actually react, like how you feel like you would react.
Okay.
Okay, Dad, I have something to tell you.
Okay, what is it?
I'm pregnant.
You're pregnant?
Yeah, I am. Just a couple weeks pregnant.
What is it, Tom?
Yes, it is my boyfriend Tom.
I told you I didn't want you with him.
I know, Dad, but I know that you raised me a certain way, and I did make a mistake. But I feel like I have a couple of options, but I know I'll do the right thing. What's best for me?
Well, I'm gonna have to talk to your mother about this, but I'm very disappointed.
Okay. Now,
That was good. If I could say exactly what you said.
well, what I said, just have to keep calm.
Okay.
If he comes and releases any type of anger, just keep calm, because if you're angry, that'll just make the moment even more heated. So just remain calm at all times.
Do you think it would be okay to tell my mom and dad together? Because sometimes I think my mom calms my dad down a little bit.
Oh, okay, then that's a good thing then. So sit down with the both of them and just remain calm.
Okay. I think I liked when you said like that you had a couple of options, and I think maybe I should like decide my options before I tell my parents. But to, like decide what I'm gonna do before I tell my parents, or at least like know everything. Like definitely I'll read this and stuff, and like know what I'm doing, so that maybe my dad won't be so mad if he thinks that I'm like being responsible about it.
Okay. Yeah, showing responsibility. That's good.
Yeah.
So do you have any questions about any of the steps to make your decision?
So so you want me to read this pamphlet
Mm-hmm.
and call the number, and then you want me to make my decision before next week?
At least have an idea. You don't have to
Have an
make your
idea.
complete decision. I know this is a hard decision, so at least have an idea. And when you come back next week, we can talk about the ideas that you have, and then go on from there.
Okay. And how do I sign up for that support group? Could you help me do that? Can Tom come with me to it?
Yeah, Tom can definitely come.
Okay. And you could help me like sign up for that and everything.
We can do that right now if you would like.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Okay. Actually, I think I have the applications.
Okay. Cool.
Alright. So you can fill this out. And
Is it just for people who are pregnant or for people who already had babies?
for both.
For both. Okay. So I should write like pregnant on it.
Pregnant, yes.
Okay. And the town that I live in. It says issues, or like issues to talk about. Like what do I write under that?
Well, how do you feel about your pregnancy?
Scared.
So you can just mention scared about, the decisions or?
Okay.
Okay.
Do I have to hand it in, or can you?
I can definitely do that.
Okay, great. Does Tom have to fill out a separate one, or can he could just come with me now?
No, you just have to mention that you're coming with.
Oh, okay. I should. Okay.
That's all set. Do you have any more questions?
I think that I kind of just like maybe need some help in like talking to Tom and how to make things better, because we've been fighting a lot.
So what are the main things you guys fight about?
Like, we're always changing our mind about keeping the baby. Maybe the support group will help us too. But like, he also wants to tell his parents really bad, but I don't want him to tell his parents until I tell my parents.
So you want your parents to know first?
I want them to know at the same time. And then we've been fighting about like, because he doesn't have a job yet.
Okay.
And like, he says it's really hard to find a job, but I don't understand what the big issue is, like why he can't find a job. Like, he said he's been applying to places and he just hasn't been hearing back. But like, I don't know what else to do, because if he doesn't have a job, like, we don't have a lot of options.
How do you feel with both of sides of the family, as in the parents, not extended family, but just the parents sitting down and you both, as you know, come up to
And tell them together. That might be good, because they know each other pretty well, so we lived in the same town, so that might be a good idea. But what about like his job? Like, I don't know what, like, I feel like if he doesn't have a job, then I don't have any options anyway.
Does he know what kind of job that he wants?
Any place that will hire him would be great.
Well, I can look for a couple of job applications, and I can hand that to you next week for him to fill out and then see how that goes.
Okay.
Do you want to role play both parents, or?
I think sure, if you want to do that.
So awkward.
Okay. Alright. But like, I don't know how to role play because he was not here with me, you know?
How do you think he will do it?
Tom's just so straight out. I think he's just gonna be like, we're having a baby, and I think his parents are gonna be a lot more accepting than my parents.
Alright.
So maybe I'll just tell them together and then they can balance each other out or something.
If that's what you feel like is best, then.
Okay. Yeah, those are all my questions.
Okay. Well, so goal. What's the goal for next week?
To have an idea about what decision I'm gonna make about the baby.
And then you attend the support group for teen parents. Read over the brochure.
Do you know what day that is, the support group?
That is November 1st at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And you look over the brochure, call the number for more information, and yeah, that's about it. Any more questions?
No. I think I'm good.
So we'll see each other next week for 30 minutes again, and you have a good day.
All right, thank you.